Hey guys, I'm Kim Dawson with Calcagni Real Estate, and welcome back to my series on everything you need to know about buying and selling a house. So, as I mentioned in the first video of this series, along with the decision of to buy or sell your home comes a bit of stress. However, once you partner with me, I will set you up with your own team of experts that are going to help guide you through the process and take a little bit of that stress off your plate. So today I am with David Minicozzi of Law Offices of David Minicozzi, and he's going to help explain, or he is going to explain how he can help take another ball of stress off that plate and throw it out the door. So, hi David.
Hello, Kim.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you doing this. And, can you help explain, because we always get asked the questions, who do I call, where do I begin, and what do I need to do? So can you help explain how you can help our clients in those beginning stages? And, where do we begin? What do we need to do?
Right. Sure. So, one of the first questions I'm always asked is, what does an attorney do? Why do I need an attorney to do my real estate closing in Connecticut? And that's the reason is because real estate is very heavily regulated. It's subject to all sorts of laws, tax laws, and other things that we don't really have a lot of time to get into the weeds on this. But the biggest thing is because there's going to be an attorney on the other side of the transaction. What people don't remember is for every buy, there's a sell, right? So you're buying a house or a condominium or a piece of land, there's going to be a seller's lawyer on the other side. And there are going to be a lot of documents coming your way. Your title documents, there will be some tax documents. If you are getting a mortgage loan, there's going to be a lender to deal with. And loans these days are very heavily regulated by the federal government. There was a law they passed in 2015 called TRID, T-R-I-D. It's an acronym, which is way too long to even get into, but it simplified things, but it put things into a different level. Okay. And so when you are applying for your loan, it isn't like when you apply for a car loan. When you're at a car dealership, you apply for the loan right there at the salesperson's desk and get a car loan. Right. It's a whole process. And there are templates and interfaces and all sorts of crazy things that I have a well-trained paralegal to deal with. And you're constantly aggregating information and uploading it and sending it over to the lender so that they can put together your closing package to get your closing documents to you. So what does the lawyer do? We interface with a number of different people. Your realtor, so Kim Dawson, would send me over the purchase and sale agreement, which is your purchase contract. And so I would deal with that aspect of the transaction. If you're getting a mortgage loan, I would interact with your loan officer and start to gather together information to give to them. What type of information? They're going to want to know about the title to your house. And that we get from the town hall. It's called a title search. It's like a Carfax, okay?
Not an easy thing to pull on your own.
It's not an easy thing to pull on your own, and especially in the days of COVID when all the town halls were closed down. And even now that they're reopening, things are different. And so it's difficult to get that information. And everybody thinks, oh, I can go online and get it. Some of it, but there are other things you can't. So we have to aggregate all that title information, the taxes, who really owns the property, are there any liens on the property left over from when the seller bought the property? Are there any open permits? Maybe the seller did work on the house where they pulled permits and they never went back and closed them out. So all that comes out in the title search. We have to send it over to your lender and to the seller's attorney, because the seller's attorney's job is to clear that title. It's like when you buy a car, you want to make sure the taxes are paid and that the car loan is paid off from the seller. Same thing with a house. So we interact with your realtor, we interact with your loan officer, we interact with the seller's attorney. And there may be some other people we need to interact with. If there's an issue to do with your inspection, when you go to do the inspection on your property, there may be issues that aren't easily resolved. Sometimes the lawyers need to get involved with that. And so now this is from the beginning to about the middle. And I don't know, Kim, if you wanted to get into
now, that's more of the seller side, right? Well, the buyer side.
Well, don't forget, from the seller's side, it's the mirror image. So as the seller, I'm getting all the information from the buyer's attorney. All right. So I don't know if you wanted me to talk more about the buyer or the seller at this point, or both.
Either, both if ideally.
Well, keeping with the purchase end of it. So what we do basically is we're aggregating information and interacting with all of your team members. All right. As we approach the day of the actual closing, that's when we start really revving up to try to get your documents. So when you come to my office on the day of the closing to sign all of your mortgage documents, my office is preparing the documents for your signature. We have to put together your closing statement, where we pull together all of your closing figures. How much money do I need to bring to the closing?
Right.
That's all on us. So I liken it to, if anybody has been in a commercial kitchen, right? And you see, I've worked in a kitchen, so I know.
Yeah.
So you're working in a kitchen and you see all the chefs making the food, and it's very noisy and messy. And if you walked in there, it wouldn't make any sense to you.
Right.
But when you come to the dining room,
right,
there you go.
Yep.
So my lawyer's office, the other side of the office, is the kitchen. When you're coming in here on the day of the closing, this table right here, this is the dining room.
Right.
So what we're trying to do to prevent the stress on your end of it is to keep you from seeing the kitchen.
Right.
Right? It's a lot going on. It can be a little dramatic, but my job is to make sure the drama stays out of it. So one of the questions I've been asked is, do we really need an attorney?
Right.
And the answer is, there's no law that says you need to, but closings these days are not as simple as just signing some documents and getting keys. As I've just said, there's a lot of prep work that goes into it. And when you get here, the mark of a good closing is when you get here and you're in and out in a half an hour, 45 minutes, no drama. And when we make it look easy, that's when we know that we've done our job.
Right, right. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Now, how can everyone reach you and contact you? Okay,
so you can call me. I'll hand out my cell phone number because it's probably the best way to do it. 203-804-0841. You can call me or text me. 203-804-0841.
Okay.
My email address is atty, like attorney, Minicozzi, MINICOZZI @gmail.com. And so you can contact me that way.
Excellent.
If you want to text me, I'll be more than happy to reach out to answer any questions. If you end up hiring me, we put together a nice package of what I call my compliance documents, which is my retainer letter, which explains what a closing is, my fee sheet, which talks about basic closing costs, and then my bullet point document called the attorney's role in the closing process, which talks a little bit more about what is my job, why do I need an attorney, what am I paying an attorney to do. Excellent. So we send out the compliance documents. It answers a lot of questions. You sign it, you send it back. I'm hired. We get to work.
We start working. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate your help. I learned a lot today. I hope you did as well. And if you have any other questions for David, you can, and you missed his contact information, I will have it in the description of this video, so you'll be able to, look at that and contact him there, or by all means contact me and I'll make that connection. And of course, stay tuned for the next video because we are hardly done. We are at the beginning stages, and we'll have many more, even some more with David helping us out with digging in a little bit deeper on the legal side of it. So see you next time.